What's up, YouTube? There's my clapper right there. See the two amber neon tubes? Yeah, they're neon tubes, believe it or not. LEDs, not incandescents, they're neon. Yeah, like, fun fact about surge protectors. This one actually is a great example. They're neon tubes. You can't really see it well on camera, but it's flickering. Flickering, because that's the problem with neon tubes. They flicker. Yeah, that's a little fun fact. But the red ones, the red lights are LEDs for sure. And it actually has bumps in there using the holes because you don't use the holes on the outlets. Oh, completely don't use the outlet part. You use USB these days like this. Plugged into my ER40, plug into my WF400. Yeah, you can plug in things into WF400. That was something weird that I did last night with one of my weather radios, but not at night, like more like at like 6 p.m. and Bobby and walkie-talkie, so I can show you the cool weird trick. I can interfere with the weather radio station. Yeah, you heard me right. It's also weather radios too because of it. It's a vintage one. It's like this one I can continuously make it sound. This one I can just make it sound weird. They both sound weird. And I can make a weird noise with WF400 that is instant. I can turn AM, FM or AM, depending on what church it's on. Radio, rather interference with the walkie-talkies. You need 2 walkie-talkies. Push the buttons on them. I used 2 different mid-band walkie-talkies and then interference just came and then... Yeah, and also I could make it to the power, like a screen test with the walkie-talkie interference. Yeah, it's very interesting, but
the record.
It doesn't affect the radio, but it might affect the speaker eventually. I know I might fry the radio if I keep doing it long enough. I'm gonna steal this quote for the clapper, but I'm not gonna sing it. Oh, I need to show you a better way. Clap on. Clap on. Clap off. I did. Clap on, clap off, clap on, clap off. Is a song that they have. Clap on, clap off. But you can do the 3-clap version. They still do make the clapper on Amazon if you want one, but it's not the version that I have. This is from 1992. They discontinued it probably later. This is probably an older 1992 version because it has a rocker switch instead of actually a rotary switch, so it's one of these switches. This is the example of my WR100 version 5. So it's one of those switches. They usually have those switches as I think they call rotary switches. I'm not really knowing what the wheel switches are called. I call them wheel switches. This has a rotary switch probably for its volume. This is my ER40. Sorry if you have epilepsy. Sorry. But it's brief, so it's not like it's gonna cause any problem.
Northwest winds 5 to 10.
It works. Doing well. Even though I interfered a bunch of weather radios yesterday. Don't worry, they came back to them immediately after I let go of both of the walkie-talkies. I could show you the trick, but I noticed that I might fry the WL400, and I don't want to fry this thing. Because it really sounds really painful, and it actually sounds kind of stupid, too. It really did sound stupid. It's probably pretty stupid, too, because I really noticed that. Now I'm going to find the tuners. I also want to break tuners or destroy something. If it's long exposure, the batteries do get pretty hot too at the same time, but not like hot like they could catch on fire. They just get pretty warm. Well, these batteries are in service from now on, but they're going to be connected to a surge protector. If there's ever weather alerts, I might turn them on some days. Maybe for the weekly test, maybe not. Here's my Alexa doing well. My Alexa now serves the original one. But I have an idea. Connecting my MS340 bell as a security alarm, and I will unplug the TV for it. So we can make it like a little security alarm. This is an old school, it could be an old school, basically an old school way of doing security. This clock, I'll show you what it looks like. Here's a bright new flashlight. This is what it looks like. Clap on, clap off. From the clapper, so. No. That thing that's plugged, this thing that's plugged in is my sound machine. It used to have another code. I used to have another box, but its box was loose. But when I got it, it was not that loose, but it became loose eventually. Yeah, it works very well. But sometimes it can be a little weird, like it doesn't register all the claps, but I get it, it's a flaw with it. I'll talk about the rotary switch on the back of it. It's on the side of it, actually. You can't really see it well. If I put it in this position. Yes, I need to make a 40 as a flashlight. Can't really see it well, but there's a rotary switch that controls away, stays, and sensitivity. It has high away and stay. I call it away and stay, but it says home and away. But I think it's smart. If you put it on away mode, it just detects motion, and yeah, it'll turn on things briefly. But I have an idea when I'm away, like with the whole family gone, because I like to do it when I'm just going on like a multi-day vacation. Feeling like, say, like I'm going to. This is just an example. I've been to this place before, Hawaii, and my family, just me going to Hawaii, just me and my dad going to Hawaii. I cannot have it away. But this is a better example, actually. I'm going to Kansas City. Yep, I am going to Kansas City for a Nebraska game at Arrowhead. No joke, guys. There's seriously going to be a Nebraska game at Arrowhead Stadium. And it's another Nebraska game, believing at Kauffman Stadium, though before it gets demolished. It's going to get demolished someday. Yeah, Kauffman Stadium, believe it or not. But anyways, I will tell you something. That I'm not gonna sound the bell. Put it on away mode because it never kept the goes. And my sisters if it's like nights. Or my mom. But however, if it's like a trip to, say I go to Kansas City with the whole family, I can program that bell to be on when there is actually, and maybe even program a light. Like, I don't even program it. What I mean by program, I mean plug in. And so I used to saying with the Alexa, oh, I have an idea, that sound machine could be a good source too. Wait, no, it's gonna go on a trip with me. We need a light source. Don't worry, let's shut up, but I think it'll be a bad idea. The bell will not show up, actually, until I leave the room. It'd be a bad idea, I realize. But I may have plugged in the bell when everyone's up, before everyone goes to sleep. But also at the same time, I should plug it in ahead of time. And then once everyone's up, one time there was a storm before I went to California once. Yeah, there was a storm once. I said storm in Nebraska. Not in California. Before I left to California, around 2 o'clock in the morning, I was hearing sirens. Yes, I yelled when the emergency alert system on your phone goes off. I call it the emergency alert system on your phone. Went off and it was like, I yelled because it was a jump scare. I didn't do it to my phone because I had to disable, but now to enable these days with my watch. my TV is still working. It's a relatively more modern for what it was probably plugged into back in the day. It's probably plugged into CRT TVs, like the CRT TVs. You don't see those anymore. You don't see those anymore. But unless you're at my grandma's house, there's one that actually still works. But unfortunately, it's like cable. She only has one TV that has cable, which is in the living room. Her bedroom doesn't even have cable, which I just I'm thinking of her cable for her bedroom. But at least it does. So at least she has her favorite show, The Price is Right, and there's another show she watches on KMTV. The Price is Right she watches. And also she watches KTV as the news station. She used to watch KMTV, I remembered. And WWT she also watches too. I like WWT. I like KTV more than WWT. Just, I don't know why, but weather-wise, I think Bill's better than anything. He's been around forever. He's been around since the 1990s. Seriously. And 2013 became Chief Meteorologist Bill Ramby. He still called Bill Ramby even back in his days. His golden days. I still say he still has his golden days still up to this day. But I feel like he has another 4 to 2 years left on him before he retires. I'll be surprised if he retires this year. But John Nicely on WWT, he retired. Which it was surprising for me. Like, I expected him to retire in the next 5 years, really. I was predicting him to retire in 2030. No, he retired this year. But it's okay, because he got replaced by his best friend, I'm guessing. And Brian, and he's good. He's good, I'd say. But WWT has 2 chief meteorologists. A senior chief, Wesley Load. He's been around for, I believe, since 2008 with hair. He had hair back in the day. Yeah, now he's bald, but he's still cool. He's still pretty cool, Wesley. You're still cool, and aside from roasting you like that. And then Emily Lower is the other chief meteorologist. She's newer. And then we have one named Jared, one named Bo, one named Jade, and that's it. Jade's a girl, and Bo and Jared are obviously guys. We used to have one named David back in the day. He was pretty good, too. He was pretty good meteorologist, but Bo replaced David. He used to have other meteorologists back in the day, but they all left over the years, except for Wesley. Wesley's probably the most original one. From the whole time I was around, Wesley's probably the most original still. Which I appreciate Wesley being the most original meteorologist. I grew up with different meteorologists, but Wesley's still original. Since I was little, like bitty Ambrose. Picture me as a 4-year-old Ambrose listening to WWT weather just because I had to watch it because my mom and dad were watching it. And Wesley is just on the TV talking about the Weather Authority. Back in the day, they were called the Weather Authority. And watching the Weather Authority, and Wesley's on TV talking about weather on WWT. Before they were called First Alert Weather, they were called the Weather Authority. And it's your Weather Authority Alert Day. I think they still call them that. But right now they call them First Alert Weather Days. Because I think that's actually, First Alert is generic these days. But WWT was the first one to be First Alert. And yeah. Anyways, that's it.